Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Ah, boy. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Passing the torch is exactly what Canelo could end up doing when he and Crawford square off on 13 September 2025. Not that far away. Now, of course, it sounds like there's going to be some interim bouts for both of them. I'm not sure who they're going to fight. Well, I think Canelo's looking at Skull or Mbili. I doubt he goes the Mbili route. Probably go after Skull, but you just never know, man. Things could go awry real quick for Canelo and also for Crawford. There is no easy fight out there for Crawford. Crawford's in a tough, very tough situation. But nonetheless, when they square off, there are a lot of people who feel like there's going to be a passing of the torch moment. Now, one thing I will say, man, is when it comes to Crawford, when it comes to Canelo, these passing of the torch moments, look, they've happened. They've happened time and time again, where you get one guy who's the face of boxing against another guy who's, kind of right on the cusp of greatness, because I don't think Crawford has received the credit he deserves. And then the guy who's on the cusp of greatness, he comes out there and he clips the big dog. And we've seen that. You've seen that with Mayweather and De La Hoya. De La Hoya was a golden boy, pretty boy. And Floyd got in that ring. Some people felt he lost, but the majority thought he won with his slick boxing ability, great defense and counterpunching, and that ridiculous syringe-like jab and right hand that he had that made De La Hoya miserable. Another one of those moments involved the same fighter, De La Hoya, when he fought Pacquiao. You look at Danny Garcia, when Danny Garcia fought Eric Morales. Now, Eric Morales was a monster, El Terrible, but he had kind of disappeared from the sport, put on a little weight, came back. But, not many people felt Danny Garcia was going to beat him. And that first fight, it was a close fight. Morales had a lot of experience, but Danny Garcia put the work in. They had the rematch, and shit just didn't go Eric Morales' way at all. And those are, to me, are like fights that leave a significant imprint in my mind, where it's like, I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I remember that fight, and it didn't go good for the old dog. Now you talk about other fights like with Terry Norris and Sugar Ray Leonard when they scrapped. There were a lot of people who didn't expect that fight to materialize the way it did. But sometimes you got a guy like Leonard and Terry Norris who scrapped, and the old dog like Leonard, it is what it is. Ricky Hatton and Costa Tszyu, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't expect for that fight to happen the way it did. Costa Tszyu, especially the way he was knocking people out, and most people know Costa Tszyu for what happened with him and Zab Judah. But Ricky Hatton and Costa Tszyu was another one of those passing of the torch moments. I'd even say another passing of the torch moment. Even though Klitschko didn't win, I say Vitaly Klitschko and Lewis. That was a situation where even though he lost, he really won that fight, Vitaly Klitschko. And Lewis ended up, retiring not too long thereafter. But, with Canelo and Crawford, I could see this is a similar situation. Now, the thing about it is Crawford's not going to beat Canelo and fight another 10 years. See, that's the shit. When you get these guys, that's why so many young bucks, they want to fight these veterans. So many guys wanted to get at Mayweather. If Thurman would have fought Mayweather right before Mayweather retired and beat him, Thurman would have extended his legs in the sport. And what I mean by that is he would have extended his career probably another 10 or 12 years, because now, although he got married, he had kids, and he's happy, that's a lot of momentum to just set aside coming off of win against a guy like Mayweather. Even for like Earl Spence and everyone else who was trying to fight Mayweather at the time. If they would have gotten that opportunity, I'm telling you, man, I think some things for them would have gone differently in their careers. But that being said, passing of the torch moments, man, I mean, it requires really big balls for the challenger and for the, and in this case, I consider Crawford the challenger and Canelo's the champion at 168. It requires really big balls because, look, Canelo is quite powerful. You know what I'm saying? He's from Mexico, but it's like he got the Irish power and the luck of the Irish, because he looks like one of the little leprechauns running around out there in that pot of gold like the goddamn rainbow. But what I'm telling you is Canelo somehow, no matter who he faces, finds a way to still end up standing on his damn feet. Canelo's never been knocked down. He got hurt by Jose Miguel Cotto, but he's never been knocked down. And I'm telling you, man, Crawford can get the win, but when you come out there talking about somebody who got that power and the pressure of Canelo, man, and counterpunching ability and timing and IQ, man, I just think it's going to be very interesting to see if Crawford can get Canelo to possibly knock Canelo down, and to get Canelo to be okay with quitting. Because I just think Canelo's going to refuse to quit. I don't care how that fight's going. You never seen Canelo quit. And he did see him get a bit discouraged with Mayweather, a bit deflated against Mayweather, a little bit discouraged and deflated when he fought Bivol. Even though somehow at the end of the fight, his body language said he lost, but his mouth and what was coming out of his mouth was saying that I was robbed, which was total bullshit. But the bottom line is I think he's going to fight tooth and nail against Crawford, but you could just see him fight valiantly, and this could be an end of the Canelo era. But when you talk about having a supreme technician in the ring like Crawford, I mean, you got to think about James Tolley when he fought Mike McCallum. Now, some of y'all don't know boxing like that. Y'all just know Gervonta Davis, Tyson Fury, Terence Crawford. Y'all just know big names. Y'all don't know boxing like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not poking you in the eye. It's a goddamn fact. But when you look at when Mike McCallum fought James Tony, man, he passed the torch over to Tony, who was a supreme technician. And when you look at Canelo and Crawford, I mean, Crawford is the supreme technician. And it could be a situation where he's so technically sound and so amazing that Canelo's like, okay, what the hell did I get myself into? I'm supposed to be the bigger guy. I'm supposed to be the stronger guy. How is this guy putting the Omaha, Nebraska bing bings on me? God damn, I should have gave Hood Champion that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings so he could have given me the secret to clipping Terence Crawford. But that being said, man, let me tell you something. Clever fighters like Crawford, no matter what you bring to the table, man, they may make you feel that they're less quick and then surprise you with their speed. They may make you feel they're less powerful, then surprise you with their power. They may think that they're apprehensive and reluctant to let their hands go, then surprise you with their timing. But I'm going to tell you what's really going to help Crawford a lot in this fight is the aforementioned plus feints. It's the feints, man. I think those feints are going to set up a lot of shots for Crawford, man. It's going to help with him ensuring that Canelo, reluctantly, but he will do it, pass that torch down to Terence Crawford. That being said, y'all keep cool. Stop sleeping on Crawford. And again, don't think Canelo is old, because he's not that old, and he sure as hell ain't cold to the touch. He's got a lot of life in him, a lot of fighting him, and he's proud. He's not going to let Crawford just come up there and take that shit easily. But when you talk about who's the supreme technician, who's got the timing, who's got the fundamentals and the IQ that could give Canelo a run for his money, no matter how much of a size disadvantage you think he may have, there's only one fighter out there, and that's Terence Crawford. Can't wait for that fight to happen. Keep cool in the breeze.